Hello, hello, Ollie. Good
Hello, hello,
evening.
good evening.
Good evening. We are going to talk today about a very important subject, but before we'll start, we're just going to wait for a few people to join us and to say hi and maybe send some hearts so we know that we are not alone and we can start. So let's see if we are on live and you can see us and hear us. If you are with us, just say hi so we know that you are with us and then we can start.
Okay. I'm going to share it to all my groups also.
Yes, so if you're joining us now, just please say hi and share that you are with us so we know that we can start. And I just going to say just a few words about what we're going to talk today. Today we chose a very important subject. It is called Don't Be Afraid from the Unknown. And as you know, we are in the past year have been in a time of not knowing what is going to be tomorrow and not knowing how it's going to be the next month, and if we're going to be in lockdown or are we going to be just going back to schools and to work as we used to. And a lot of things were really uncertain. So we chose this important subject so that we can just help as many people as possible to go through this time. And Ollie is going to share with us. You know what? Just start by telling us just a few words about yourself to the people that are with us, and if they don't know who you are, so I think they would love to know.
Okay, so thank you, Rebecca, and good evening to everybody. I'm very pleased and honored to be here in your in this broadcast. Well, first of all, I will say that English I speak. It's not my mother tongue, and part of being in the unknown zone is what I'm doing right now and you are doing right now, because I'm used to interview in English. I'm not used to being like interviewed in English. So it's a very nice experience for me to do it for the first time. And I will share with you that I'm a journalist. I worked many, many years in the Israeli journal and television here in Israel. And about 15, 16 years ago, I made a big change in my life. I left this world and I started to look and find answers to questions that I have, like who am I and what am I doing in this world, and what is my purpose, and how is my motherhood, and how am I as a spouse. All kinds of questions that aroused in me, and I started this journey of personal development and spiritual development. It was very, very far from my world before, which was only based on the five senses. And then nothing you can tell me about things that that are beyond the five senses didn't make sense to me. So this journey of 16 years, opened me to the spiritual world and to coaching, and I started to learn everything that I could from NLP through group leading and coaching, all kinds of coaching, and emotional studies, all kinds of studies that are tools. And after a few years, I started to do a research after I have made a big change in my life, and in almost every area of my life. I started to investigate the subject of why do women change their life. And for about 3 years, I interviewed about 50 women in Israel, all kinds of women who changed their life, who made big changes in their life. And that led me to writing a book about it and to develop this method that I call 12 keys to growth and change. It's really keys of self-empowerment that I discovered in this process. And from then it became my life purpose, you know, to share these tools and to share my story. So I started lecturing and doing workshops and coaching, of course. And, you know, it's funny because I came back to being a news journalist because after a few years that I left this area, I got an offer to write in the spiritual journal in Israel, which is called Another Life. It's the biggest one in Israel. And I started to write for 10 years. I was writing. It was closed, sadly, in this March, in the corona. But I wrote there for 10 years, and it gave me an opportunity really to interview all the big masters and be in the workshops all over the world and here in Israel. So I feel very privileged that the things that I love and I enjoy, and I think, you know, that I'm talented in, that they are really in my life purpose. And one of
You really are. When we talked about,
yes, really.
About all
and now
the workshops that you have done, it's amazing. What? It's amazing. I'm saying that when we talked about it, you and I, before the going live, we talked about how many workshops you got lucky to go through your job, actually. And it's really amazing that you were exposed to so much information, so many transformational workshops, and there are many of them in the world, and you were exposed to a lot of them.
Yes. And you know, when you offered me to talk about the unknown and how not to be afraid of the unknown, I smiled because agreeing to be in the unknown is one of the 12 keys in my book. And it's a very, very important key also that helped me in the change that I made in my life, in the transformation of my life. And maybe we'll speak about it later. So it really, and you know, all this last year, crazy, special Corona year that we all, you know, experienced, is really a really big one, a big question mark, you know, on our lives. And it's a really, really good topic to know, because usually we are very, very afraid to be in the unknown.
Yeah, and many times we even prefer to stay in the place that we do know, even if we don't like it. So this is something that we really need to pay attention to, that we're not staying where we feel convenient because we know it, but we're staying with where we feel good, and not because we are afraid to go to somewhere else that we don't know where we're going at. So,
you know, I say a joke when I talk about this topic, and I say, you know, the known, the comfort zone that we all are used to be in, and we want to be in, we want to be in control and to know everything, is like a stinky garbage. But you keep staying in it because you know the smell.
Exactly.
You are used to the smell, so it doesn't bother you, and
you're not smelling it anymore.
Yeah, so you stay in jobs that you don't like because, you know, you're afraid to do the change, and you stay in relationships that you don't like from the same reason, because we don't like to be in the unknown. We like to know. You know, when we were young, we did it all the time. We did, you know, before we even left one relationship, we started another relationship and then released the old one. Or
yes, because we needed to be in the safe zone, that we will not stay alone, that we will not stay without a job, that we will be that we know that we have the things that we need in our life around us, even if they're not exactly the way we want them to be. So I think before we'll start, I just want to say a few words about myself to people, if there's people that don't know me that are watching us. My name is Rakefet Beka Moses. I'm a spiritual mentor. I'm a teacher. I'm teaching channeling, and I'm actually channeling since I was 7 years old. And I think the last 6 years, I'm channeling since I was 7, but many years I couldn't talk about it because the environment didn't understand why am I seeing dead people and why am I talking to them. So I didn't talk about it for many years, except with my mother and my little sister. And I think the past 6 years that I've been guided by the angels that I'm channeling to say who I am and to bring messages through me, to channel messages through me every Sunday and to prepare us to something. And I didn't know what they are preparing us to when I started doing it, because I started doing it in 2015. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know what they are preparing us to, and I was just channeling. And now, a few days ago, YouTube and Facebook sent me, that they are reminding things.
Memories.
Memories. And I see there that I'm saying things that will happen in 2020, and they are happening now. And I didn't know then what I was talking about. Like big changes around the world, things that are going to unite all the world. And I didn't know what it's going to be. What is it? I didn't know it was COVID-19. I just knew it's something major that will change the entire world and will affect everything. And one of the things that they talked to me about then, and I remember the message because it was very, very strong message, especially for me, because I've seen, because I'm channeling since I was 7 years old, I always try to feel secure in other things because people around me didn't understand what I'm talking about. So I had to feel secure in other things that I do, in other things in life. And I have a lot of habits. I'm a habits person. And one of the things I remember one morning that I was just getting dressed and I got a message: don't put your shirt on, put your shoes on first. And I was, what? To put my pants and my shoes and only then to change my shirt? It sounds crazy. And I said, why? And I said, that's what we said, just do it. I said, okay, I'm putting my pants on, I'm putting my shoes on, and then I'm changing my shirt, and it feels really weird. And I said, okay, fine, okay. And then I went to the car, and they told me, don't drive to the right, come out from the driveway from the left. And I said, why? Is there a traffic there? And said, no, we want you to go to the left, not to the right. And then I went to the left and I did the whole round in order to get outside of the driveway. And I said, why did I do that? And they said to me, you need to start doing small changes now during your day in order to get used to big changes that will make you feel that you're in the unknown. And you will feel okay there. You will feel that everything is fine because you're already used to doing small changes. So it will not frighten you. And I started doing every day something different, just even by making the coffee, first putting the sugar and then putting the coffee, not the other way around that I'm used to. And it really changed my perspective, the way I look at changes in general. And suddenly it felt okay. It felt okay.
I understand completely. I also, when I go, I live, in Tel Aviv near Hayarkon Park, near the sea. So I walk a lot in the park. And when I started, doing changes in my life, I realized that I started also changing the routes that I go. Like I have this main route that I'm doing all the time. And then one day, like I understand that I have guidance. I'm not this sensitive, sensitive to them as you are. But sometimes I hear messages, in my head. So go this way, go that way, make this thing. Don't do. And also about when I before I wrote the book, I didn't think about writing a book. I was sitting in the in the sea doing meditation, and suddenly a voice entered my head and told me, go write a book about women doing changes in their lives. And I also got the number 50. Go and meet 50 women. And, you know, it was unknown zone to me also. So I was in a place in my life then that I could hear the message and I could act on it. And I could trust that, you know, even though I don't know what is the next step and what do I have to do next, and I didn't know about the keys that would come later, but sometimes it's just to hear the voice, to get the message, and to do one step. And then just one step. You know, they gave me the number, they gave me 50 women. I said, okay, you know, I am a journalist. I can meet people and interview. So I started making phone calls to people I know that I made changes. I started meeting them, started interviewing them. And then one day I said, no, it can't be that only people that I know I would interview for the book. I need to open it. So that time I was writing in all kinds of magazines in the internet. One of them was a big women site. It was called Asimon at the time. And I was writing articles for her, for this lady who had this. So I wrote her, you know, late at about 12:30 at night, I wrote her a mail and I said that I want to put an ad in the newspaper, in the newsletter, saying that I'm looking for women who made changes in their life, for interviewing them as a research for a book. And I sent it to her. I didn't know if she got it. It was late at night. And then in the morning, you know, I opened my phone and I saw so many messages, about 100 messages of women. I'm from here. I made this change. Please call me. Can I call you? And as it appears, you know, when you do as you're guided in the unknown zone, you get further guidance. So I got this guidance. I sent this email, and suddenly, you know, like a rain, it poured on me. Many women contact me and told me, I want to be in the book. I want to be in the book. And, you know, that's what I'm saying. We don't need to know the whole picture from the beginning, because if we know the whole picture and we know the road, so we are not challenging ourselves. And when we are not challenging ourselves, we always do the same stuff as we did today. And you know, Albert Einstein said, being crazy, being mad is doing the same things all over again and expecting other results, different results. Yes. So it's crazy. And I realized that I was crazy because until the age of 35, 38 in my life, I was doing the same things and expecting different results. And when I realized it and I released it and I agreed, and this is the key word. I'm also a woman of word. You know, I'm speaking in English. It's a little bit hard to me, you know, to speak and translate it by simultaneously. Thank you. But if you know, when I talk about this key of agreeing to be in the unknown, the key word is agreeing. Because if we reject it, if we say, no, I don't know. I don't want to be in the unknown zone. I want to know. I want to be in control. I want to understand everything. I want to know all the steps of the way. So we prevent ourselves, you know, from revealing what else is inside us. What else are we talented in? What else can we do? What other possibilities? Because we always do the same things. So we feel secure. But where is the creativity? Where is the imagination? Where is the dreams that we want to achieve if we do all the time, all the things that we know? So this is a big, big word, to be in agreement to it, not to be afraid of it, and not to say no when the change come, when a message that you don't know, that you hear it for the first time, you know, in your head, don't be don't say no to it. Open to it and see what it brings to you.
Exactly. And I think you said something really important there, that there are messages, there are signs that the change need to be done. And so many times we see those signs, but we choose to ignore them because we are afraid to do the step, to take that step, to do that change. But we do need to pay attention, because what happens, and we all know people, maybe some of the people that are watching us have gone through a big change in their life and know that it is this way. You ignore one sign, another one comes. You ignore it again,
and it's bigger and more painful. It doesn't, go away.
Exactly. So pay attention to the small signs, but they are nice. And when people are smiling at you and telling you, because you know how many times people are telling you the message that you need to hear. So many times I've got messages through other people. I asked a question and someone came to me and just told me the answer to what I just asked. And that person didn't even know that I asked that question, because I didn't ask him. I asked the world. I asked the angels. I said, show me the answer to what I need to know. And then they send us people that really, like angels, tell us the answer. And so many signs, even if it's in numbers, even something suddenly happened at work, and all of a sudden a dream work, a dream job suddenly is not so dreamy anymore, or in a relationship something has changed, and we feel it, we know it, but sometimes we ignore it. So the first thing is that just pay attention to those signs, and then agree to go through that change. Agree with, just like you said, agree to go through that change, and be brave. Be brave, because so many wonderful things are waiting for us there in that change. So many things. You know, Oli, if I would have told you when you were, let's say, 25 years old, still working there, okay, in the newspaper. Yeah, if I told you that you will be here now, would you believe it? Would you see the way? You didn't know how, right?
No.
You wouldn't imagine it. You wouldn't imagine it. It's exactly there that those amazing, really amazing opportunities, they are just waiting there. And when we say, I don't know where I'm going to go, a lot of people feel that if they're in their stomach, that they feel like they're shrinking. This doesn't feel comfortable. But what I actually doing like a routine for myself, it was really the place that I was in when I used to hear about changes. And I started practicing breathing and opening my chest, breathing into my chest and just opening, just expanding my chest and telling myself, well, you're open yourself now to new opportunities, because I don't know what is laying there, but I do know that I'm going to find new opportunities of things that I never thought about. And that excites me. That excites me even more than it is a Friday. Moving between them.
You know, one of the first workshops that I went to study abroad was Tony Robbins, and I flew with a group from Israel, the first group that went to Italy, and we had like this workshop of 4 or 5 days, awakening the giant inside, it's called.
Yeah.
And one of the things that he teaches there is the pyramid of needs. You know, there is the Maslow pyramid of needs, and the stages that you go up from the base, from feeling secure, up to the top, which is fulfillment, personal development and fulfillment. And it goes by stages. And Tony Robbins has a pyramid which is based on this pyramid, but 2 of the needs inside, he broke them down to 2 needs. One of them in the middle, one of them was being being that we need to be in the unknown, that we need to know everything. We need stability. We need to have certainty, he calls it, about what is going on, about this roof not falling over my head, that I have food in the fridge, that I have all the basic needs that I need to live. So this is one of the layers. And the other layer on top of it was very surprising, because it's the need not to know. So it feels like it's a contradiction. But he explained it, and I love this explanation. That's why I bring it here, that if we know everything in advance, you know, what we eat, what we dress, where we go in the morning, everything is planned until the last detail, life would be very boring for us. So there is a need inside of us to release the knowing, to be certain, but to release the certainty and to be in the uncertain, because only in the uncertainty, only in this void that we create, in the space between the knowing and the thing that is going to be that we don't know it yet, only if we agree to be in it, we can have new things coming in. Like, you know, in the Zen Buddhism, they talk about the beginner's mind. Like if you come to the Master Zen and your cup is full, and he can teach you because your cup is full. You need to pour it to create a space for new things to come into your life, new ideas, creativity. All the big ideas come from being in the space, in the zone that you are willing not to know what is the next step. And you know, for me, when I left journalism, I was a journalist. I worked in Israeli television. I had this beautiful job. I live in Tel Aviv. I was married, 2 kids, 2 cars. Everything is nice and good in my world, in the outside. Nothing, you know, why would I change this life? People would kill to have my job and to do what I was doing and to live in the place that I was living. But I felt inside that I'm not in the right place for me, that something is not working for me. And you know, it wasn't a day that I decided now I'm changing my life. It was a process. But there was a point, and you know, when I interviewed the 50 women, I looked for this point when I asked, when did you know that you made the step forward and you left the world that you left behind, or the job, or the people, or the past? You left.
You're not going back.
And you can't go back. You burned your bridges, you burned your ships, and you look forward. But when you look forward, there is nothing, you know, there is blackness. There is, you know, it's very, very scary. I have this picture of, you know, like if you know cards, you know, the Fool card, the card of the Fool that is going on a mountain, and one leg of his one of his leg is in the air, like going, and he can fall down, you know, many meters, and the other one is in the mountain. But he's walking and he's being in the moment. And he's accepting the moment, accepting that he can fall in every minute. So this phase, you know, when you make change in your life, when you make transformation, when people come here to my clinic, I say this phase is necessary. You can make change if you don't agree to be in this phase that really, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I want to do. I know that I don't want to do. I don't want to have what I had in the past. I want something new. I even don't know what is the new. But I am willing to be in the unknown. And this brings on really, really, really great and beautiful things into our lives, which couldn't have been, which could have come to us.
Yeah, if we wouldn't be there, if we wouldn't agree to go there. Yeah, you know, it really reminds me that I told you I was channeling since I was 7 years old, but I didn't do it as my job. And I actually had another business. I think I told you about it. I had another business for a workout for elder people, how to prevent falls and things like that. And 6 years ago, I got a message from the angels that I'm channeling to start writing the book. And I channeled the entire book, and then I had to do a crowdfunding for it, and it really changed my life. And then they told me, I remember a certain day that they told me, until the year of 2019, you're going to close this business and you're going to work entirely in what I was doing now, in channeling and spirituality and standing and doing meditations and global meditations and things like that. And I remember that I was really, really afraid, because I have built this something for 10 years. 10 years I'm building this something, and they're just telling me like this, you're going to close it. In 2 years, it's going to be closed.
Yes.
And I felt grief. I actually, for a whole month, I cried. And my husband told me, there is 2 years until it's going to happen. And I told him, no, but I feel really, really sad now, because I don't know what will bring me to that point that I will want to close this business. And I remember that I was so afraid of going there that I really tried not to get to that point. But what happened is that during that time I got pregnant, and then after that I was in maternity leave, and then I didn't want to go back. I didn't want it. I just gave someone else my business. I told her, here's all my clients, just take it. I don't want to go back, and I want to be in another place. And I remember that I told the angels, I told them, well, I'm here, so tell me what to do, and show me the path. I just asked them, show me the path, show me the steps that I need to go through. And they told me, we're not going to show you the path. We're going to step by step, just choose your path every time. We will help you. We will help you to see the opportunities. We will help you to understand what will feel good for you and will make you fulfill your life mission. But we're not going to show you the entire path, because you will not be able to contain it. You will not be able to understand how you're going to go through that path. And they did told me 10 years from now, they did show me that. And they said, we will show you that, but know that you have 10 years to get there. It's going to take time. Don't try to jump. You're not going to jump there. It's going to be a path. And they really didn't want to tell me, even not 3 months from now. They told me, no, you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to feel it. And I think that one of the things that helped me with going in the unknown, and I can actually tell you that I feel that I am still in the unknown. I know why I'm here. I know what I'm doing, but I really don't know. I think we all don't really know where we're going to be in 3 or 4 months. We may have plans, but they can change. And I remember that once when I lived in England, I went to the bus in the bus station, and there was a girl sitting next to me, and she was Israeli too, and we were talking, and I was telling her about my life plans, and I had a lot of plans then. I was just 20 years old, and then I went to the bus, and she was standing still in the bus station. She's yelling to me, changes. She said, plans are just the base for changes. And I was looking at her and saying, what? And I was so angry at her. And the doors of the bus closed, and I was thinking about it. It was more than 10 years ago, and I still remember it, yes? And I was really angry at her. Why is she saying that? I'm planning so many things. Why is she saying that they are all going to change? And she was right. But when we're trying to plan things, we really don't know what will happen in 3 months, in a year. And I think the corona really showed it to us that we don't know. We can plan as much as we want.
Yeah, the saying said that we make plans and God laughs.
God laughs, yes, exactly. Yeah, and it's a hell of a laugh, I must say. And I think what helps me is that I have faith that even if there are changes, everything works for my utmost benefit. Everything really works for the entire world, really. If we talk about the corona, everything works for the best of our souls. And sometimes we don't see it at that moment, but only when the time passes, we can look back and say, yes, I understand now. I understand why I had to go through that. And fate really helped me, just believing that everything works for our best and highest benefit of our souls, and we are here in a mission. It helped me see that the unknown is actually working for my best benefit, and I want to explore, to understand why I'm here, and not just to be afraid of that.
Yeah. Yes, you know, I call it this key. You know, believe is a key. Is also one of the 12 keys. And
Yeah.
you know, when people ask me, okay, so we agree to be in the unknown zone, but give us something that would help us to accept the you know, the blackness, to accept the void, to accept it. And I tell him, one of the things that helped me, and that's why it's also a key, is that the trust. Is the trust that you have to develop. You know, we have muscles in the body.
Yeah.
That we go to the gym and we make all kinds of exercise to keep them, you know, strong and health, and the body healthy and flexibles. But we also have inner muscles. We have the attitudinal muscles, if you like to call them, and one of them is building your inner trust. And it means that the belief is not in only the one level. It's in many levels. When you believe, you have to start believing to build the trust in yourself, that you can do what you want to do, that you are able, that you have the talent, that you have the tools. Of course, you need to work on it. You have to be to train yourself. And then you have to go up and to say, okay, when I trust I trust myself. What's next? I trust you. I trust the people that are around me. I'm not going in the world saying, oh my God, you know, I'm afraid to live in this world. This is a very bad world. Bad things could happen to me. No, you start training yourself to believe in the people around you, to believe that you have help and guidance all the time, that you are not alone in this play earth game that we call life, you know, that you have guidance, that you have someone that is guiding you. You have your angels, you know. I say guide, I say the Holy Spirit, because I'm also a student of the Course in Miracles. And the Course in Miracles is talking about the Holy Spirit. In Hebrew, we call it Shekhinah, that she is the intermediator that connects us to God, that we can give everything to her and ask her to bring us new points of view, and trust that she's always with us, and that life is for us and not against us. Exactly. And that's another layer. It's like a building that we're building inside, a layer and layer and layer. And then we go into the world and we get proof that it works. If I trust in myself and I believe in myself and I believe in you and I believe in guidance and I believe in God, in something, you know, that is really taking care of me, in the universe, in nature. I don't know, everybody in Buddha, everybody can call it this force, you know, the energy, the life force that's going in us. Everybody can call it in their own name. But if we go in this world and this inner muscle of trusting, of believing is strong in us, even in times like this, that, you know, we may lose our job and we may be sick and, you know, even get the virus or things can happen, because shit happens in the world. We live in the world of experience and things happen all the time. Not all of them are nice and cute and funny. Some things are bad. But if we have this inner muscle and we keep developing it in small things, get small proofs that it works for us, and another small thing and another small thing, we build a muscle. So when something big like this, what's happening now in the world, and all the uncertainty that we are in it now, as you say, we don't know what's going to happen in 3-4 months from now. So we go in this world and we keep our head high, and we have, the ability to breathe and to be in the space of what's happening in the world, even if we don't understand it, even if people dying, even if something bad has happened to me and I lost a job or something else, but be in our center. And the ability to develop the muscle of trust and believing is one of the keys, to living in this world with love, with joy, with, expecting miracles, expecting good things to happen to us.
Simplicity, not just trying, complicate things. Even.
Yes, and when you have this attitude of, something is good is going to happen to me, even though now I don't understand what is going on. So it will happen to you when you are in a good attitude. Sometimes I give trying to translate it as we speak. When you sit and you see a nice movie and you have a good mood and good attitude, okay? And you see a scary movie in the house, and somebody is knocking on the door, you say, oh my God, somebody's coming to kill me.
Yeah, it influences what you feel immediately.
But if your muscle and trust in the world and your attitudinal muscles are strong, and somebody is kicking in the door, even though you're seeing a scary movie, you say, oh, probably it's, my neighbor ordered pizza and it's the messenger in the door. So it's like this soil that your consciousness is working. If it's healthy consciousness, if it's growing in a good, healthy inner environment, so nice things will come out of it. But if you're all the time sitting and complaining and not accepting what is happening in your life, and trying to all the time object what is coming and not accept it, so you suffer. You suffer, very simply.
Exactly. And I want to tell you that the angel Raphael is asking me to say something about what we are talking, and he say that being in the unknown help the soul heal places, even from other carnations, but it helps the soul just heal the places that need to be healed in order for it to grow. And he say that many times we object to being the unknown, but then we postpone the healing process that our soul wants to go through. And he really say that we need to commit to being the unknown at least once a week, to do something to make us feel that we are in the unknown zone, to open ourselves to something that we never experienced before. He say even in small things like trying a new taste, even in reading, to explore ourselves to new music, just to try to experience new things. He say that it helps our soul heal. And it's so important because we are afraid, the weekly message on Sunday, they say, Metatron talk about the darkness and the light. And he said then that we are so many times we're trying to say we don't want the darkness, we want only to be in the light. But he said it's a process. You're going through the darkness to the light. It's like the infinity shape, and you're going through the darkness to the light, and again and again and again. And every time that you are in the darkness, you are healing yourself, and then you're waking up, you're opening your eyes to the light, and then you are able to see the opportunities around. And if you're not going through the darkness, So you're not closing your eyes to see what is going on inside of you. So the darkness is actually helping us closing our eyes and seeing what is the process we need to go through in order to open our eyes again and really see the light. And sometimes we are so afraid to go through that process of closing our eyes, going deep inside, because we are afraid from what will come up and what we will find out. So we are actually blocking ourselves, something like that, like they're doing to horses. We are blocking the sun because we are so afraid to see. So we are blocking the sun to ourselves, we're blocking the light. And Raphael is saying that we are really helping our soul to complete processes of healing that are related not only to that carnation, even to other carnations. And it's really important to go to the unknown, to go to places that we've never been in, to try new experiences and learn new things about ourselves. And you say that we need to remember that we are coming to the earth in physical body in order to experience. Experiencing it. This is why we are here, because the soul really doesn't need anything. It has been it is in
it's pure light. It's complete.
Yeah,
it's
in
infinity.
heaven. It's complete. Exactly, it is complete. It is pure love, and it's really here to experience. So in order to experience things, we need to be open to those experiences and to say yes to things that we never experienced before, to really maybe to commit to be here, Just think about it as babies. And when the soul chose to come here as babies, it really chose to come to the unknown.
Yeah.
And we do plan things, but even though there is a map of what routes we can take and what spouses we can have and things like that, it's really the unknown. Our soul came here to the unknown, to experience the unknown, really, on its body. And this is what he really wants us to remember.
It's so beautiful what you say, but it's really taking the next step, agreeing to take the next step, and one more next step, and one more next step. When I was 40 years old, I'm this person who likes to experience things, apropos experiencing. I like, to jump off planes and do, and ride motorcycles and do this all of adventurous things in life. My husband is the opposite of me. He is in the safe. He's saying, "No, I'm married to a crazy woman." So I had, a dream to jump off. I want to fly. And when I was 40 years old, he took me to this place. He came to work. He surprised me. He talked to my boss on the television. He said, "I'm coming to take her," and he took me to this cliff. And suddenly, really, I see all these airplanes, and they teach you how to do the parachute. It was the first time in my life. And then you go up in a small airplane, with the two more people. You did it?
Yeah, my husband gave it to my birthday as well.
Yeah, so, and, I remember the moment, as you go up, your mind is started talking to yourself. What are you doing? Are you crazy? Right. What do you need this shit for? What is it for? What do you want to prove to anybody?
Yeah.
And as we go up, and then, you stand and they open the door. You are connected to a person that is after you. So you're really safe. Nothing can happen to you. But this moment, again, with the foot, I don't know why. It always comes to this.
You felt like that card.
Yeah, that you need to know. And he was telling me, the guy that was behind me, said, I told him, don't push me. Don't push me. I'm going to go. And I was standing there and I didn't go and I didn't go. And he said, don't worry. I'm not going to push you. When you decide that you are ready, just put your leg out, and that's it. And I remember that I took a deep, deep breath, and I talked to God in that moment, and I prayed, and I said, God, what needs to happen will happen. I trust you. And I put my leg outside, and then I was flying. The first few moments was scary, but then the parachute opens, and I felt like I was flying. And it was a really, really big dream of mine to fly. It still is. I don't know. I'm looking for other ways to fly.
And yeah, safer.
But you need what the point that I want to make is you need to put your foot there, and you need to agree to go. You don't know what's going to happen. It's a really, really scary moment. When I left my job, and I left friends, and I left the world that I was living it was really scary for me also. And I didn't have promises, that come work for me, nothing. I said, I'm going to the unknown, and I believe that I'm going to trust life that will lead me to the right place. And I fell, many times. I had many times that I fell and I had disappointments, and I have many, many stories about this. But something inside me said all the time, this voice, you are in the way. As long as you're walking, you keep walking. You rise up when you fall, and you keep walking. You're okay. You're gonna do fine. And really, we're talking now 2021, March. We don't know where the world is going. But I still say, and I still keep the voice inside of me. I don't know what's going to happen in the world. We had elections last day. Things are not looking well. Yesterday, things are not well.
For the fourth time, we must say. For the fourth
time. And they talk about the fifth time.
Yeah. We will.
In 2 years. So it's really, really crazy what is going. And all the corona and all this, vaccination, not vaccination. It's not a good vibration now to be living in. But we need to keep building our inner muscles and our center, and to trust them, and to trust that everything that is happening is correct. What?
That we are guided.
That we are guided, and it's not coincidence. The people that you meet, the relationships you have, even if it's professional or personal, the things that happen to you, everything is precise. That when you look, you look back in your life and you connect the dots of all the places and all the changes that you made, this made me who I am. And this brought me to this point, all the things that I did and thought and was in the past brought me to this moment. Now, I want to be, in a new world. I want to be in a world that there is peace and unity and love and compassion. We don't see it much in the world today. But I have this belief in me that we are going to this world. And we are in the way. And we are in the way. I'm not a psychic, and I don't, but I know inside me as a feeling that as long as we rise up, from the hard places, the hardship that we're going through, and we're doing the next step, and the next step, and the next step, and it can be really a small one, a small step, and we say thank you for everything that is happening. If it's good, of course. If it's bad, also. Thank you, because I don't know now what is the meaning that this happened to me right now. But I trust there is a higher thought for the better for me. And this is what I can, give to people as a practical, as a useful thing to do. Things happen, rise up, do the next step, listen to the guidance, and tell yourself, you know, as long as I'm on my way, I keep walking, everything is fine.
Exactly. And I really think just you know that we are almost an hour now on air. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, the time passes by when we are enjoying. And I think what you said is really, really important. And I think that I just want to say, for just to, you know, to finish our broadcast, that we really, if we believe that it is for our higher benefit, so we know that there are really good opportunities there, and that I feel excited that I know that there are new things that I didn't even imagine. I probably can't even imagine those things. And I always remember the story about the Wright brothers that invented the planes.
The first airplane, yeah.
Yes, and they're not the only one that actually invented it, because there are people that try to do it at the same time. But they really had to believe in them that it is possible. And other people in the other side of the world that didn't know them and didn't know their experience, at that same time didn't even know that these things that they are dreaming about now is possible. So I always remind myself that there might be somewhere else in the world, someone is now experiencing something and maybe just inventing something really amazing that I'm going to find out about, and it's going to change my world. So I know that the unknown is so big that I don't even know that I don't know. So, so I'm excited to find out what I don't even know about. And I think it's something that really helps me go through the unknown those times. Instead of being scared of them, I feel that I'm just interested to find out what is there for the world to show me, to surprise me.
It's like you know, returning to the innocence that we had as we were children. That
Exactly.
we believed, we trusted the world, and then, you know, if we fell, we rise up and we try again, and we try again, and we try again. And we are adventurous, and we want to be in places that nobody knows, and to hide and seek, and we play the game, you know. And when we become adult, we take bumps and we take all kinds of hardship in the life, and so we start building this protection, this shield around us, and we don't let ourselves, you know, come out as beautiful as we are, as bright as we are, as wonderful as we are, with our talents and our gifts. We keep them inside because we are afraid that, you know, something bad will happen, and somebody would, you know, do me wrong or something like that. But when you're a child, you know, even if you get in a fight and you get kicks or you get something, you come after a few minutes, you start playing again with that kid or girl or boy that hit you, because you understand that it's a part of the game. You fall, you come, and you accept the uncertainty in the world as it is. It's just what it is, and it's okay that it's like that. We don't need to fight it.
Exactly. Oli, before we'll finish, I've put a link for a gift from you and a gift from me. So do you want to say what is the gift that you are sharing?
Yes, I'm sharing a gift of a short online course, 12 lessons with the 12 keys that I was talking about from my book. And it's you get a lesson every week when you sign into the gift. You get every week a lesson with one key, an inspirational story, and a practical tool that you can start using and practicing this key in your life.
Amazing. So my gift is actually 4 videos that will help you start channeling and connecting to your spiritual guide. They're in English, and then you can even share them with more friends if you like. And I hope you liked those gifts that we gave you. And I want to say thank you to you, Oli. I really love doing lives with you. It's not the first time. It's really fun because I feel that we have a lot to talk about. It will probably go on for 2 more hours, but it is late here in Israel. So thank you so much, and
Thank you for inviting me to this really special and important talk. Important talk, especially in these times. And I want to say to everyone who is, being with us here and in the world, we are entering this a big holiday here in Israel, the Passover holiday. And I want to say to everyone, it's a holiday that symbolizes freedom. It's the process that the Israelites went from slavery in Egypt to freedom. And I want you to bless everyone that is here with us with enabling ourselves in this special time in the universe, in time as we know it, to be blessed with the really being free, feeling the freedom that we are, and the love that we are, and the compassion that we are, and not being afraid to bring them outside into the world. So this is my prayer and my blessing to you all.
Yes,
and happy holidays.
I agree. I really agree. And I want to say thank you to everyone that has been with us today. And it is really amazing that people are just listening to those things and are ready to go through changes. And I really, really hope that all the time that we are in now, even though it's not easy for us to go through this time, that we will find a way to support each other, and it will make us unite and not separate. Yes. And don't be afraid of the unknown. It's amazing. So many
Amen.
Thank you, Oli. Kisses.
Thank you, Rakefet.
And happy Passover.
Yes, to everybody.
Everybody, good night.
Good night.